Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Cardboard Commander. My name is Jerry, and today we come to you with heavy hearts. Well, we lost an icon and a true legend in our hobby, and I just want to give a short little tribute, I guess, to Mr. Rodger B. MacGowan. As many of us have grown up through our hobby and shoot, actually grown up as a person, seeing his artwork on games that we truly love. And I don't know if there's another person who's made an impact over that long of a period of time that we all recognize. We all know Roger's contribution to the hobby and his artwork and how beautiful his images were. But again, I want to give our condolences to his family. It's been so hard for them over with the fire and now this. Um, my heart is just so heavy, and I wish nothing and I but the best for them moving forward. But with that being said, I did want to kind of mention how Roger has impacted my life, and just to kind of show you some of the favorite images that I have. And again, I'm sorry if I took a lot of these images off BGG and that sort of thing, so they're not the best images. But I wanted to get this out here pretty quick, just because I felt that I needed to do it. And if you want to see a really in-depth tribute, which was fantastic, Ardwell did a great show last night on the Chit Show, and him and Dan. Yeah, it was a very good show and a great tribute, and I loved hearing their insights. And that's one thing that a true icon and a person who leaves a legacy does, right? Is multiple people have different views of what they like about their work, and we all have that. And so I'm going to kind of show you and share with you mine. And again, my condolences to the family. So we start off with some of my I love this typhoon cover, and Roger really liked putting maps into his covers, which I really liked. 88, I remember seeing that on the shelf in Wargames West in Albuquerque years ago. Just a really neat looking cover. And then Operation Crusader, and I'm going to show you some more pictures of that later. One thing I did want to say is one of my most cherished things that I've received in the hobby was his team reached out to me and asked if I would do a video if they sent me their book, his book, and I had already had my book on pre-order, and so I was very happy for that. But Roger put a nice little note in the front of it, and it said, "Jerry, enjoy this visual time machine of our history, of the history of our hobby, Roger." And that is a great, the visual time machine of history for our hobby. And you're going to see that going through this. The book is beautiful. If you guys haven't got it, you can go to the GMT website and pick it up. It is very nice. Uh, just a very well done book. And then there you can see his little message to me, which was really cool, and I'll cherish that forever. But very nice book, and if you do get a chance, you should go check it out. It's fantastic. So you come to some of the covers. These are some of my favorite covers that he's done. Again, some of the games, not so much, but the covers are amazing. I love this Anzio cover. It is one of my favorites. I think the Cross of Iron cover is the best of all the Squad Leader game bet covers. Panzer was really good. Again, another one that just screams at you on the shelf. And then, of course, the Longest Day and the way he used the red and the way it just makes you want to open the game and look at it. And I think that's one thing that Roger was really good at, was using color, uh, font, and a lot of open space. Now, some of these covers don't show it as much, but he uh he drew you in. When you saw these games on the shelf, you wanted to pick them up and take a look at them. And I think today some of the games lack that, but Roger never had that issue. And I'm sorry I didn't change the name up here. That should be the longest day. But these are just some iconic box covers. This is one of my favorite Guns of August. I remember when I saw this for the first time. Just I'm a big World War I guy, and it just kind of encapsulated the whole thing for me. And just a really nice looking cover, not overdone, but you know it's a World War I game. This I've never played this game, but I have seen it in the store, and the cover is amazing. I just love the way it looks. You know right off the bat it's a Roger box cover or art piece, and iron bottom sound too. Like I said, I've never played the game, but it the box art's beautiful. Up front, I have this game right back there on the shelf. It is a great cover, really looks nice. There's a great story in this book about that cover. Um, there was, in fact, if you go to it, like right here, he talks about a story about how he came up with that cover. And if you guys recognize this picture over here, it was actually used in a different game later on down the line. And I'm sure you guys can all appreciate that that was on the Combat Commander box. So it's the art piece right there. So it was a great little story, but up front, great, nice box art. I remember when I first purchased it. It, like I said, again, screams off the look in the German soldier's eyes. It just a great art piece. Blue Max, this is iconic. I love look at his face. He's on a mission. Nice looking box art. It jumps out at you, makes you want to really go buy the game. Could be one of my favorite covers ever. I love this. The player's guide. I mean, it just when you see if you walk by this, you would just grab it. And the way I love the way he integrated the hex, the board on the bottom of it, but then it has a big elephant jumping out at you, and it's kind of like got a 3D effect, which was really cool. That's one of my favorite pieces that he has done. Triumph and Glory. Never played this game, but I love the artwork on it, and I love how it's not overly done. It's just you know it's a Napoleonic game, and it gets the point across. I love the way he uses the white. I love the way he's got the horses superimposed in the background and the gray. It's just wonderful. There's also another story in this book about that cover is he wanted to go through all aspects of the war, and so it starts off at the beginning, and he kind of walks you through all the years of the war and the way it came through, and just it's a great game by the way, but the cover is just really nice. Downtown Air War over Hanoi. Ardwolf mentioned this last night too, and it's the same reason I chose it. Is it's different than what his a lot of his covers look like, and that's good. Look at all the open space he uses. It's not overly done, but you look at it, you know it's the air war in Vietnam. The Burning Blue. This could be. I would love to have this blown up in a print. I would post this on my wall. I love the way this looks. It gives you the whole dynamic of the situation, and I love the way he's got the embers in the background, the orange. Just it's just a very good art piece. Elusive Victory. I love this cover as well. Again, no, you know that it's a game from the Middle East. I love the way it kind of captures your attention, and I don't think I've ever seen this game on the shelf, but I'm sure some people own it, but I've never seen it on the shelf. Look, this is iconic. Fire in the Lake. I don't have this game, but I love the picture. And again, another one that I could put on my wall. It screams Vietnam, and you just I don't know if there's a better cover that invokes a feeling of a game than Fire in the Lake. It's fantastic. Operation Mercury. I'm a big Crete guy. I love that operation. I wish they did more games on it, but I really enjoyed this cover because it was more of a simplistic, um, again, not overly stated, but you get the idea of what it is. I really appreciated this cover, and I do have this game, and like I said, I really do appreciate the cover. I have this game as well, and this is another great cover. Look, you know exactly what it is. I love the way he integrates the maps in there. Like I said, he likes to do this kind of thing. Just really, just a really neat box. I do have this game on the shelf as well, but it's another one that just screams World War II, Germans in World War II. And then, of course, the iconic Advanced Squad Leader. Everybody's seen this. It's the same cover they've had on their on their rule book forever. The orange, they're known for that. It's just a good cover, and everybody sees it. This cover is going to last forever, and probably one of the most iconic covers that Roger has completed. So you can support Roger and his family by going and getting the book. It is fantastic. I would recommend it. I recommended it before all this happened, but like I said, it's a great work of art, and it's now it's just got much more of a meaning to it, even beforehand. And like I said, just it's beautiful. It's filled with just stories and artwork, and he did so much for different companies and magazines, and just look at that, folks. It's just beautiful. And so you can help out by going and ordering the book. I would highly recommend it. Swashbuckler, I love that cover. That's one of the best games on the planet, folks. It's really fun. And then the Dark Sands again captures the moment, right? Just you just know it's an Africa game. Um, just really nice cover. So I'm going to finish this up by again just giving my thoughts and prayers to his family. Um, it's the wargaming community took a huge loss, and I don't. It's going to be a long time before somebody steps up and becomes that kind of legacy in our hobby. But man, just it's sad times for the wargaming community, and I know that the gaming and wargaming community 2025 has not been kind, so I'm hoping that going forward it gets a little better. But again, Roger has left a legacy, and it's a great legacy. And I hope his family understands the impact that he has had on many of us. Um, I'm going to tell you a quick story. I remember I was a freshman in high school, and at the time, this was 1978. And at the time, D&D was huge. It was just blowing up. And maybe 79, one of those 2 years. But we had a war game store called Wargames West in Albuquerque, and very fortunate to have this store. And I went down there to buy Dungeons and Dragons because everybody was playing Dungeons and Dragons. And I get down to the store, and of course, there's all the D&D stuff, but then he had tons of war games. And as I'm walking through the store, I see this box, and it's a squad leader box. And again, I remember it just kind of jumped out at me. It just was like I was like, "Oh man, that looks really interesting." Now, little did I know the depth of the game and all that, but um, there just happened to be a gentleman in the back. They had a war game place set up, right? You could play, and they were playing squad leader. And so I was kind of looking, and again, freshman and sophomore in high school. These guys were old; they had to be in their 30s, right? And I sat there and I was watching them, and one of the guys, I think his name was Scott. Sorry, I don't know it, but he said, "Hey, you want to learn how to play?" And here are these two adults, grown adults, and I sat down and they kind of walked me through everything, kind of told me some of the little intricacies of the game. And well, long story short, I walked out with squad leader instead of D&D, and it kind of swayed my whole perspective of gaming. I became very much involved in military history in high school, which carried on into college. And when I went in the Navy, my dad was retired Air Force. So the military is always, and he was in Korea and spent some time in Vietnam. Um, Wargaming became a huge part of my life, and gaming became a huge part of it. Still is. And Rodger, I feel like I've been looking at his cover since I started. And again, just it's a sad day, but I hope his family takes and understands the impact that this man had on our hobby, and that he'll never be forgotten. I mean, his artwork and everything's going to last forever. And I'm sure he did other things in his life. He outlines that in here. He did a lot of theater stuff and everything, but it just I know his impact for me. Every time I look at my game shelf and I see one of his covers, I'm going to remember him. Anytime I'm in a game store, anytime I'm at a convention, I'm going to be reminded of Rodger because his covers are going to be there. His art is going to be there. So I'm starting to ramble. Again, I'm just saddened by the news. I will value this book and his comment for the rest of my life. And again, I guess I'll let it go there. So rest in peace, Rodger. You're gone way too soon. Just know that your legacy will last forever. Take care, everybody.